Okay.
Got everybody in the courtroom. They're ready to be sworn in. And
Okay. Sounds good. If everyone will rise this morning to be sworn in, this is an eviction hearing this morning. And so tenants and landlords and witnesses, anyone who will be speaking to the court, to me, the judge, will need to be sworn in this morning. So if everyone will raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I
sir.
do.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge, the first case will be the third one down. It's Disruptive Holdings versus Michael Newton.
Okay.
Megan is here to represent Disruptive Holdings, and Michael Newton has not responded.
Okay, what was that again, Newton? Newton Holdings?
Disruptive Holdings versus Michael Newton, the third one on the list.
Okay, disruptive, okay. Okay. And who is representing Disruptive Holdings?
I am Megan Florence.
Megan Florence. Okay, Megan. And you are seeking to evict Michael Newton
Yes, sir.
from 9401 West 19th Street, Lot 24.
That is correct.
Okay, and Mr. Newton has not appeared this morning. On what grounds are you seeking this eviction, Megan?
Non-payment of rent.
Non-payment of rent, okay. Let's see, I am not showing a monthly rent amount. How much is the monthly rent?
$265.
$265?
Yes, sir.
And how much in back rent alone are you seeking?
$2,581.42. $2,581.42.
Okay. And let's see, and that is rent alone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the court rules in your favor this morning, and the judgment is for $2,581.42. Bond for appeal is set at $265. And I am signing that today, October 12th, 2021. Okay. Do we have any further cases with Disruptive Holdings this morning?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much then.
Thank you.
Okay, we only have one more without a defendant, at least the defendant hadn't checked in.
Right.
And that is the last one on the list. Al Ragani versus Cynthia Alandran.
Okay. And is Al Ragani representing himself? Al Ragani?
You have to unmute Mr. Ragani. He's here, Judge. Hang on.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Go, Mr. Ragani.
Mr. Regani, you are seeking to evict Cynthia Balandaron
Yes,
from 5511 Grinnell Street.
correct.
And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction?
Non-payment of rent
Non-payment of rent?
and keeping the house untidy and having additional animals in the house.
Okay, and was that listed on your petition?
Yes,
Okay. Yeah, that looks right. And I'm showing a monthly rent of $1,775. Is that correct?
yes,
Okay. Miss Balandaron has chosen not to appear this morning. I am ruling for the plaintiff. And what amount in back rent alone are you seeking?
well, I'm asking for $1,775 plus $420 for animal pet fees and pet deposit.
Okay. That cannot be included on your eviction, just the back rent alone. So the $1,775,
Yes,
okay. You can sue separately for anything additional. Then the eviction is granted. The judgment is for $1,775. Bond for appeal is also set at $1,775. And I am signing that today, October 12th, 2021. Okay, do we have anything further, Mr. Regani?
and when can I get rid of possession if they don't move out?
You have, they have a 5-day right to appeal, so on the 6th day.
5 days from today.
Actually, because of Sunday and because of Sunday, you can apply for that on Monday.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then we'll go back to the top, Judge, and the rest of them have defendants here.
Okay, so Summer Place.
Summer Place Apartments versus Kyle Anthony Johnson. Mr. Johnson is on the phone.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yep, number 684.
And who is representing Summer Place?
I am Laura.
And your name is?
Diana Laura.
Diana Laura, okay. Diana, you are seeking to evict Kyle Anthony Johnson from 5806 27th Street, apartment 19B, is that correct?
That's correct.
And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction?
Unauthorized pet, no pet deposit.
Okay, no pet deposit. I'm showing a monthly rent of $799,
Yes, sir.
and you are not seeking this any back rent.
Just, can we amend October's rent? He's still there.
Did you request, did you make a?
I did not at that time.
Okay. We can allow that based on the, we'll hear, let's hear from the plaintiff initially to see what the situation is. So the grounds for eviction was the pet.
Correct.
Okay. And Mr. Johnson, are you there?
Yes, sir.
How do you answer? What is your defense in this? Have you violated?
Well, I had got laid off of work, but I'm that's everybody's having issues with COVID and everything. But I actually offered a payment towards the pet deposit, and it was told. I mean, she expected like $250, for that time frame, like at that one time, and then another $250 later. But I told her I could give her $100 at that time. I was all caught up on my rent. at the time for my apartment. And so basically, I mean, I've had this dog with me. I've been here for a while, you know, I'm on a month-to-month lease. All I'm trying to do, I don't have a problem giving the apartment back or whatever. I've already kind of found somewhere else to go, but that place is not ready yet. So I don't know how I need to go about not being just put out on the street. You know what I'm saying? To where I can get everything moved over to the new place and get out of here and do everything legally the right way.
If the eviction proceeds, you will have a 5-day right to appeal. And so you would have that time frame to move out.
Okay.
Have you visited with the landlord about this situation?
Yes, sir. I was told that $100 that I wanted to give at the time that would not be accepted, that she was not going to accept any more payment from me, and that was it. So I was like, okay. I was like, well, I have the money. I mean, I was all caught up on my rent, you know, at that time frame, but I've been trying to do everything I can, and I'm just starting a new job. Actually, today's my first day at 10 o'clock. I got to be there, you know, so here in town, and I'm trying to get everything, you know, caught up within the next couple of weeks of everything that I have to do. So I don't know how to do it because my apartment, that the other place that I'm going to be going to, is not going to be ready till like the 20th, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're getting it ready for me, but it's not ready yet. So I don't know how I can work something out, if there's something that I can work out and pay something or figure something out to where I can have a little bit more time to get everything out of here and get everything over to the new place.
Okay. Let me ask the landlord if you want to proceed with the eviction today, or if you want to work anything out with this tenant.
No, we're going to proceed with the eviction. Like he said, he did have that dog for a while. He just last month, September, decided to agree to pay a pet deposit. We've been asking for it for months.
Let's see.
So we're going to.
Okay.
Oh, and Your Honor, she had
Yes,
told
sir.
me, not to cut anybody off, but she had told me, I've been there. She hadn't been asking it for months. When it came down to the getting ready for me to leave at the end, she had told me that she had forgot about the pet deposit. She had not been hounding me for the pet deposit till the very end, until I told her that I was planning on possibly moving in with my fiance at the time and maybe leaving it, because I've been on a month-to-month lease, and towards the end, then she had to hurry up. And so, I mean, there was no months and months that I was getting hounded for this pet deposit, but that's neither here or there, I guess.
Well, it is unfortunately for you, neither here nor there. The court rules for the eviction, court rules that the judgment will be for $0 based on the petition not having been based on rent initially. And the court sets the bond for appeal at $799. That's 1 month's rent, which will be paid to the court. And I am signing that today, October 12th, 2021.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So what does that mean for me, Your Honor? What do I need to get accomplished?
You have 5 days to exit the premises, and
Okay.
you must you have that 5-day right to appeal.
Okay, and then the appeal process, if I was to even appeal it, how does that work?
You would put that deposit down with the court. That would be for the month of October, and any further rent, if the appeal went into that would be for the month of October rather, and any further money would be also due. This would go to an upper court then.
Okay, I got you. So the 500, since this is unauthorized pet and it's for 500, I'm getting charged $799 now for.
No, you're getting charged. The deposit is for the rent alone. Has nothing to do with anything else. On eviction proceedings, the only thing that is in play is the monthly rent.
Okay, I got you. So then I'm not being charged for that 500 for the pet deposit, just the monthly rent.
No, that would require a separate suit.
Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, all I owe total is $7.99.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Anything
all right,
further
well-
with this case?
no, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
He was the last one on the list, that Albert Bunny. His defendant was on and was having audio issues. She was on there the whole time. And now she's on my phone. So what do you want me to do?
He's already gone. Oh, great. So it was a confusion.
No, like
Um,
she said that she could hear everything, but nobody could hear her. And Constable didn't take anybody off. She dropped off when the case was over and called me.
Okay. I guess we'll have to see if we can get Al Ragani back, and we'll have to rehear the case.
Okay.
Okay. We ready for the next one?
Yeah, Judge, let's see, the next one would be Lubbock Housing Authority versus Lupe. It says Ballesteros, but we have Lupe, and she's a different Sargabo on the phone.
We have her as Ballesteros in our system. That's what she moved in as.
And that number is, okay, there it is. Lubbock Housing Authority, Lupe Ballesteros. Okay, I think I had it.
Yeah, 130.
I think I had an email on this case. Let's check. Okay. Okay, not this case. Okay. Okay. Who is representing Lubbock Housing Authority?
Demetrius, ask you.
Okay, okay, there we are. And Ms. Askew, you sent.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Ragani,
Yes,
let me talk to Mr. Ragani. Yeah, you're still muted, Mr. Ragani.
No, I can't have anybody in the building.
Mr. Ragani, we need you to stay on the meeting.
I can give you a call when I get through.
oh,
Hey, Judge, go ahead with the case you're on. I apologize, but I just saw him on the video.
okay, no problem. Let's see, Ms. Askew. Let's see, you are seeking to evict Lupe Ballesteros from 2404 Fulton Unit A.
Correct.
And you sent me over a couple of emails, is that correct?
The lease violations in regards to the eviction, yes, sir.
Okay. And Ms. Ballesteros is on the line, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. And okay, Ms. Askew, the grounds that you are seeking the eviction on, is it
It's continued lease violations in regards to 10 and 15 a year for overnight guests. And she has exceeded that well beyond, gone from one boyfriend to the other. There's continued altercations. She has a couch outside, there's trash. She won't pick it up. She's changed the locks, won't allow us in the unit. It's one thing after the other. And she was given a reprieve This summer, she received a 30-day notice to vacate, and she asked for some more time. She said she was going to leave, and she never left. And then we have additional issues come up. So all that I can do. I've worked with her at every turn, and there's nothing for me to do at this point.
Okay. And you are not seeking any back rent
No, sir.
on your petition? Okay. And I'm showing a monthly rent of $83. Is that correct?
Correct.
That is her portion?
It is. She has a balance right now of $1,133, but I'm not seeking
Right.
anything but possession.
Okay. Miss, I'm showing different names. Miss Balestros, I'm going to go by the name that's on the case.
That's
file.
fine. That's fine.
And your current name is Sargable.
Sargable. Sargable.
Sargable.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Miss Sargable, do you have a defense this morning?
Yes. I was planning when I moved into the apartment, it was just me and I had my son. We had just gone through a hearing for a temporary custody hearing. I got involved in a relationship. We talked about moving to Oklahoma. I did let Demetrius know that I was probably going to be planning on moving. The relationship turned out to be very abusive, and it went on for a while, and it was kind of hard to get out of. I went to the Women's Protective Shelter, doing counseling. I even went to the Housing Authority and put in a request for transfer because the man kept coming over. I have police reports. I have case numbers. I would call to get on the watch list, and they were constantly patrolling. I mean, as far as him just showing up, I had no control. Every time I'd call LPD, he was already gone. Demetrius was aware of the incident. She said, she talked to me. She said she had a daughter that went through the same situation. She said she was going to notify him if she saw him on the premises and give him a trespass. She did see him. She never gave him a trespass. He kept constantly coming. There was one incident when he would just come and kick the door down. And I requested, I had my counselor from the WPS call the Housing Authority when she first did say that she was going to evict me. Because like I said, I put in a request for a transfer. I mean, I've never been through a situation like that. It went on and went on. I have case numbers. I have called, I was just terrified. So eventually I ended up leaving the house. I ended up going to my mom's for a while. I just barely came back to the apartment like a month, not even a month ago. I was diagnosed with PTSD because of the whole situation. It's not that I had somebody there, he just kept coming. I mean, the relationship was over because in the first place, I was intending to move with him, and it got to a point where I couldn't put myself in a situation like that, but it was just something hard for me to get out of. And it's not like I did anything intentionally to violate. I mean, every time he showed up, the only thing I could think of was call LPD, and every time they'd show up, he was already gone. And I would have him do the patrol watch at night, Like I said, I just came back, I cleaned up my apartment, and I would really like to stay there because, that's the only place I have.
Okay, thank you.
Can I interject?
Yes, Ms. Askew.
One thing she said was that she spoke with me in regard, and I have a daughter who's gone through that. My oldest daughter is only 12. We've never had that conversation. And
Yes, we did.
the last incident was when the police were here, and she screamed out of the house. When you get ready to say something, know that this is not John David or Joe David, because this is a totally different person that she was dating that brought this upon her. As far as WPS and all of these things, that I've not spoken to WPS. She has not called me about WPS. She may have called central office. I do not know. She hasn't spoken to me and neither have they. But this is a totally different man from the one she was initially in a relationship with. And even in that situation, she did allow him into the house. We saw him into the house, saw him go into the house, leave the house. And it's something that I don't know the situation, you know, how that feels, but I know that you have a responsibility as a tenant, and those around you should not have to live with the chaos that this continues to cause.
Okay, Ms. Sargable, were there two men involved?
No, the one that she's talking about, I had my nephew staying with me. He came to move already. He stayed with me a couple of days because this was my first time trying to come back home. I have counseling and I told them that I was going to try, and they're like, maybe you should put in a request. I did put in a request through central office with, and I think the gentleman they spoke with and I spoke with was David, and he was the one we had to go through. The gentleman she's talking about is my nephew. He went with me and he was only there 2 days because, like I said, I have panic attacks because of this whole situation. I am through Star Care now. I'm taking medication. He came and he just stayed there. He doesn't live here in Lubbock. He just stayed to make sure that I was going to be okay, because I've had panic attacks where I've had to call EMS, where they've had to take me to the hospital. You know, it's going into being in a situation like that, going back home, it took me a while. And even when he left, I ended up going back to my mom's house for a little while because everything was just there. I mean, I was just so terrified every noise I heard. I mean, I didn't do anything. It's not like I asked for this man to just constantly come into the house and kick the door down and beat me down. And, you know, and I did have that conversation with her. And I remember that.
Okay, that's sufficient. Miss Askew, this second individual that you're talking about.
I have pictures of him, and I didn't send those, but I for them to the court. It wasn't a 2-day stay, and that's the big thing.
Yes.
Is she has 15 nights a year, and she's continued to have people stay for extended periods of time. And this person had cases of things that he was out of the house. She or he called the police to be able to get his things out of the house. So this was not an overnight stay. This was not a 2-day, I'm there for the weekend kind of situation. Whether it's her nephew or not, I have no idea. But it was a man that had a whole bunch of stuff, and he was bringing it from her house, and police were involved again.
Okay, and you want to proceed with this eviction?
I do.
Okay. The court finds for the plaintiff, grants the eviction, and bond is set at $83. It is bond for appeal. The judgment amount is $0. I'm signing that today, October 12th, 2021.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And we have nothing further.
No, Your Honor.
This case is dismissed, or this case is finished.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes, the next case.
Let's try Calais at Elm Park.
What's that? Calais.
I want to make sure they're here because they sent me a message. Are you there, Calais? Summer? Sunshine.
Yes, I was able to get back in. Thank you.
Okay, good deal. All right. And then we have, I believe, Jaime Puente or Desiree De Leon. I think they're both on.
Okay, both Desiree and Jaime are on. Okay.
They are on. Yeah, there they are.
Okay. And who is representing Calais Park?
I am Sunshine.
Sunshine, okay. And Sunshine, you are seeking to evict Desiree De Leon and Jaime Puente Jr.?
Yes, sir.
2811 Oak Ridge Avenue, apartment 1402?
Yes.
Okay. And on what grounds are you seeking the eviction this morning?
Non-payment of rent.
Non-payment of rent. I am not showing a monthly rent amount. What is the monthly rent?
$12.65.
$12.55.
65.
$12.65.
Yes, sir.
And how much in back rent are you seeking?
$25.30.
$25.30.
Yes.
Okay. And do I have Desiree and Jaime on in this hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Desiree, do you owe $2,530 in back rent?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a defense then? Are you prepared to pay that?
We have just we're having like a hard time. I lost my job and I'm having a hard time finding another job because I'm 6 months pregnant. So nobody's trying to hire me because I'll have to go on maternity leave soon.
I see. And so you are behind at this point now, 2 months behind in rent.
Yes, sir.
And still don't have a job at this point.
Not currently.
Okay, and Mr. Puente, Mr. Jaime, is he here also? Is he on the call? Is he on this in this hearing also?
I'm here for both of us.
And he is unable to make the rent.
He lost his job with Concrete Guys and he's actually at an interview today.
I see. Okay. Based on testimony, the court grants the eviction. The judgment will be for $2,530, the back rent amount. Bond for appeal is set at $1,265. And I am signing that today, October 12th, 2021. Do we have anything further this morning?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you, and we are finished with this case.
Thank you.
Judge, the next one is Horky Investments. They're represented by Howard Bailey versus Chanot Rhodes, who's on the Galaxy.
Okay. Mr. Bailey?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you are representing Horky Investments?
That's correct.
And you are seeking to evict Chanot Rhodes?
That is also correct for 3 reasons: non-payment of rent and allowing an unauthorized dog on the premises, and also the premises is unkept and there is a car that has been sitting at the property for some time without moving.
And these are all lease violations?
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'm not showing a monthly rent. How much is the monthly rent?
$1,250, and she owes 3 months, so it'd be $3,750.
So you are seeking, say that again, how much?
$3,750.
$3,750.
That's correct.
In back rent, okay. And is Miss Rhodes in the hearing?
Yes, sir, I'm here. First of all, I would like to say that I've had someone come out to mow the property at least every week or so, maybe week and a half. So that has been taken care of on that basis on their schedule. Also, the unauthorized pet that he's speaking of, no one ever talked to me about this pet. If it's not a violation of the lease to have a pet, and if she had ever spoke to me, I would have informed her that I was actually keeping that pet for a friend of mine, and I could have sent that pet back home. But she never spoke to me about that at all. Now, as far as the past due rent that's owed on the property, that what he's saying, I haven't paid since August. He's correct. I haven't paid since August, but I paid August's rent in July, which is typically what I did up until the point where I lost my, where I actually lost my father. I lost my mother, my son's grandmother, and this was back to back. While I was out for those two deaths, I was fired from my job. After my son's father, I caught COVID. My kids caught COVID, so I was out of work for probably a good. I bet I'm still out of work at this point. I haven't started back to work because I haven't been able to go back to work. With that being said, I did speak with the property manager who informed me that she was going to help. She's going to fill out the paperwork in order to have Texas Rent Relief help me. She basically told me this for over a month and just kept telling me that she was going to fill it out, She kept giving me reasons why she was not going to fill it out. So that time, I called the local COVID relief program here in Lubbock, and they did inform me to go through Texas Rent Relief, which is what I did. The first month that I was not able to actually meet was September 1st. And I guess from looking over the eviction note that I received last Friday, it shows that they sent a certified letter, which I was not aware of. I never received it. Nor did I ever receive a paper saying that I needed to pick up any certified mail. When I tried to speak to Howard Bailey about this, he was just downright rude to me and very ugly. So I couldn't verify. I couldn't verify the amounts with him that was actually owed on the property. And I do understand that she's wanting stuff, which I do, which is probably the only thing that is really actually the truth about this eviction, except the amounts are actually wrong. And so, with that being said, I'm willing to move. I just I haven't had enough time to find somewhere, and I do realize that that's not that the eviction is still going to go through.
Okay. Are you disputing the 3,750?
Oh, yes, sir, I am. And I did, I emailed you copies of all my rent payments from the time that I moved in this house in March of this year till my last payment, which was made in July of this year, which was actually for August of this year.
You said that you paid in August, but that was actually July. Is that correct?
Yeah, I paid August's rent and I paid it in July with my last check that I received from my job. I took that money and paid August's rent.
So you are saying that you only owe September and October rent. Was the rent late?
That's
You're saying you paid August rent in July.
Yes, I up until the point where I had the deaths of my family and I caught COVID and was out of work or just wasn't able to quarantine for over 24 days. I was paying the rent on time every month. And the only issue that I ever had with the property manager was that there was a plumbing problem here from the time that I moved in. And it was numerous issues with that plumbing that she would have to come out and fix. And once that was completely taken care of, towards the end of June, we didn't have any issue. Then that's when I actually I lost my father, caught COVID, and all these bad things started happening.
Okay. Let's see. I've forgotten Mr. Bailey.
Yes.
Yes. The rental payment statements. Now, are you including August, September, and October? Is that how you came up with $37.50?
That's what we were asking for, Your Honor. And I looked at the rent, I guess the schedule that the management company had, and it appeared to me that there was 3 months owing. And I have a pretty good background in accounting. But that's what it appeared to me. If the court has evidence in front of them that the court believes otherwise, then we understand.
There is some question about this. I'm looking at trying to look at those numbers and cannot honestly decipher if that amount is correct or not. Is the plan? Do you want to proceed with the eviction and the amount of $3,750 of back rent?
We do, Your Honor.
Okay. The court, since we can't make a complete determination there, the court accepts the testimony of the landlord, and the judgment is for $3,750. Bond for appeal is set at $1,250, and the eviction is final today and signed October 12th, 2021. Thank you,
Your Honor.
Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
With that, they're saying those monies that I owe that I don't owe. Would that be a reason? How would I finalize that amount? Because I don't owe that amount that they're trying to say that I owe.
You would need to actually present the entire series of rental payments
Okay.
over the time frame.
Okay.
And if you feel that is not correct, then you would have grounds to appeal.
Okay.
To do that, you would have to pay the 1 month's rent, the $1,250 to the court to proceed with the appeal.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have a 5-day right to appeal. Otherwise, you must be out on the 6th day.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
The last one, most recent one. was
Judge,
like July or
did you read the email from her?
Yes. What was that? Was there an issue on
I
that?
just saw the tail end of your conversation and I asked Savannah, she said she sent an email. I didn't know if that proof of rent receipts was.
Yeah, it has all the proof in that email that I sent. It also shows every payment that was made to this property from the time that I actually moved in. So it shows the deposit, the first month's rent, all the way up until the last payment that I made, which was actually 2 payments in July, one on July 15th and one on July 16th, totaling $1,250.
I do see that now. I did not, I missed 1 month in there. Okay. Yes, I will modify that to $2,500 then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Does that sound right, ma'am?
That sounds, well, no, it doesn't sound right, because it's what that total is that I'm just actually owing the September's rent
And October.
in October.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would be right.
Right, which would be 1,250 each month there.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have modified that. The eviction is finalized with a $2,500 judgment and 1,250 bond for appeal.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge, a couple of housekeeping issues. Hang on just a second. Looking at 138 Miller Holding versus Daniel Jara and Lucinda Jara. Mr. Jara, you're on the line, right?
Yes, sir. I'm on the line.
I got Mr. Jara, and no one is here from Miller Holding, correct?
That's right, from what I understand.
Yeah, Judge, I'm sorry. I should have cleared that out earlier. Miller Holdings never did check into the meeting.
Okay.
I called them several times, and I apologize, Mr. Jara. I could have got you out of here a little quicker, but that's going to be, was it D1?
Yes, we will dismiss that for lack of plaintiff.
Okay.
So, Mr. Jara, you can hang out there. We're going to that case is going to be dismissed because the plaintiff didn't show.
But I got a quick question.
I apologize. I kind of lost you in the mix.
Can I ask a question about this though, real quick?
Yes, sir. Yes, you may.
Yes, sir. See, the thing is that this guy, Miller Holdings, bought the property last month from another individual that I was written from. And he came to me saying I owed him $3,500. And he just acquired the property last month. And I was telling him, well, can you show me where I owe you $3,500? I had the other landlord that had the property, which is just the land. I own the trailer that's on the land. So I'm trying to move the trailer out, get it off his land. And he's been harassing me. He told me, oh, the rent is $200. So I gave him $200. I gave him actually $350. I gave him the month for September and partial for the October. So I really owe him $50 for October. And then I try to call him, and he does not answer. And I try to get with him to pay the other $50, but there's no reasoning with this man.
Okay. Well, this case is dismissed this morning because he has not appeared in court. He may refile, but so I would continue to try to make contact with him. But as of this court today, this is dismissed.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge, the other thing, housekeeping wise, would be the Lubbock Housing Authority has the one that the defendants are in your courtroom. I missed that.
Okay, and that is which case?
That is 134.
134. Okay. Okay. And who is representing Lubbock Housing Authority?
Demetrius Askew.
Okay. And if you will step up, please. Shakithia Lewis. Okay. And Ms. Askew, you're representing Lubbock Housing Authority seeking to evict Shakithia Lewis and all other occupants from 2504 Frankfurt, Unit B.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
correct? Okay.
Correct.
And on what grounds are you seeking this eviction?
Failing to maintain utilities. Tenants are given, and I did email the portion of the lease. This is failure to maintain electrical, water, or natural gas services for more than 24 hours shall be considered a serious violation of the terms and lease and shall be grounds for termination of the lease. Ms. Lewis has continued to have her utilities disconnected and off for extended periods of time. Every time she's given a reprieve, it won't happen again. And it can go months that she'll be without gas, or, the electric's off for 3 and 4 weeks. She's been given every chance, and this is, we can't continue to do this.
Okay. I'm showing a monthly rent of $10. Is that correct?
No, and she gets a utility allowance of $10. She's a zero renter. She does not pay rent. The housing authority gives her a check, or she gets it on a card for $10 to assist helping pay the utilities. And so that's another thing, a reason that we require that they maintain them, because we do help them in certain situations when there's zero renters.
So on the petition, this was put into my system as a rent, but you're saying that $10 is not.
It's a credit. It's a credit. Yes.
But it has nothing to do with rent. That is.
No. She does not pay rent at all.
So the amount of rent is 100% paid for by
the housing authority.
By the housing authority.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And the only requirement is
to maintain the utilities.
That she maintain the utilities, and she receives a $10 allotment for that, towards
Correct.
that. Okay.
Correct.
And so the grounds for eviction are not keeping up the utility payments.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Ms. Shakitha, what is the situation here from your viewpoint?
When I went down to the housing authority, I didn't even know. She didn't give me a note to tell me nothing about this. The boss is the one who told me. And then as far as my bills, I have 2 kids. One is intellectually disabled. And like I said, she knows that I struggle with a job. I don't have a car or anything, but I wanted to give you this because my old job is willing to give me my job back. And only thing they need is, and my mom paid that stuff before 5, my gas. But I can get my old job back. I can start working today. And then this other place this is the Stripes down the street, but this is from that job. And I can give them that expired ID and I can start work today. Like I said, I know I've been there 8 years and my stuff has just been off 3 times. And
this letter is not dated.
It's from yesterday, I swear. That's why she put her number. I went yesterday and got this, sir. I don't have a place to go. I don't have nowhere to live. And
And what is this?
it's about the job. And I used to work there. And I just give them that expired ID and my birth certificate, which I brought.
So you are behind on, you have had the utilities disconnected.
Yes, I have, sir. But if I start working, I promise I will go there. And then this is the Stripes right up the street. And I can just walk right there. They'll take that expired ID. I just need that copy from her and I can start working. And my stuff will not, I know what she's saying. Yes, she has gave me a little chance, but I struggle with monies because my kids only get $268 a month and I don't have transportation. My mom helped me out with my gas this time. And yes, I did ask Mrs. Q for a little bit of time, but if the court or her, please just this last chance, like I said, they will hire me back. I just need that little ID from her and I take this paper to them and they have clients for me.
Okay.
I went there.
Let me hear from your mother. You're wanting to testify on behalf of your daughter?
Yes, I was wanting to know if she could have a little bit more time because I am the one that helped her pay her bills. And I didn't know that she was going through that situation.
I didn't know about
and
the
I
$10.
didn't know that she was being evicted. And so, if she can have just
Is there now how much of a utility bill are we speaking about?
Okay, well, what do you pay?
With the gas,
She pays
with the
gas, right?
because it got a little bit behind. So when it got turned off this last time, they asked me to pay $275. And my mom and my little girl's dad helped pay that.
I gave
Like
her
I said, he runs
$150.
But it was still turned off.
No, we
It's
paid it.
everything is on.
Okay, we paid it that Thursday. Mrs. Q asked for us to pay it before 5. And I was waiting until she kind of got there to see that I was putting it inside the slot. And no, I paid it at $341. That's what I'm saying, way before she said 5. And they didn't come turn it on until that Monday. They, you know how the gas people are. That they didn't have, like that Thursday when she told me that I had to have it on when I paid them. And they had said if she had any problems with that, she could call them and they would verify it. But
So you are saying that the gas is on now?
Yes, sir.
Gas is on.
And the
Make
gas
sure
has
she is
been on since when?
Since I paid, okay, it got turned on, okay, I paid it. She said by the 16th to have it on, I paid.
The
And they
16th
came-
of September?
Yes, sir, and they came and turned it on that Monday,
The Monday, which was what day?
so that would be the 20th.
Okay, they turned it on. And how long was it off?
Maybe,
I guess she had been out of work. She does do the
maybe
same
about
kind of work that I
2
do, but
weeks.
she's in the
No,
process.
it was more like a month.
No, it was not a month this time, I swear it wasn't.
This time. So there has been previous times
But-
where,
but we got it. It was just.
And the September 16th, to interject, the September 16th was her 3-day notice was up on that Thursday. Not that you have time to pay it by Thursday. That's when she was supposed to be out of the.
hold on.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Askew.
That's, if you look at the violation, the lease violation that I sent you, her 3 days, they're given a 3-day notice to vacate when their utilities are off for more than 24 hours. Her 3 days were up on September the 16th. She's stating that I was giving her to the 16th to pay it. She had the 16th and to be out of the unit before I filed with the court for eviction.
So you gave her the 3-day notice on the
On
13th?
the 13th, correct.
Okay. And the notice was given then because of
The failure to maintain her gas.
failure to
And
maintain.
that she's going to get a job. And I applaud her if that is the case, but Miss Lewis has not worked in 4 years. And we can't make them work. You know, I'm not asking her, but your one responsibility is, if you're not paying rent, is to maintain your utilities. And this is probably the 3rd or 4th time that her utilities have been disconnected in that amount of time. So she's had time to get a job and has chosen not to.
I see.
Oh,
I
that's
see.
not true, sir.
Hold on, ma'am. Okay. You may come up now and speak.
Because on the paper, when I went down to the office, and Mrs. Gill, you know this, when I pressed the button, she said I had until the 16th at 5 to have it on. She told me that out of her mouth. And my mom gave me the other part of that money, and I've been there 8 years.
Now, you received a notice to vacate, is that correct? On the 13th of
She-
September?
Yes, but when I went and talked to her, she turned around and said, you got to have the gas on by the 16th, because I told her that I was getting the money. And she told me, she said by the 5 o'clock to have the money. And I did. I paid it.
Yes, her gas and lights.
I paid it, and I went to my old job. And I talked to them, and they told me they will hire me back. I just need
Okay.
a
That's
copy.
sufficient.
Your Honor.
I don't have nowhere to go, and she knows that. She knows that I struggle with money. She knows that I struggle with rides too. I've been trying.
Okay.
Your
Thank you,
Honor.
ma'am. Yes, miss. Ma'am.
I will help my daughter out to keep the electricity and to help with the gas.
And they can give me my job. They will give me my job.
Hang on, ma'am. Okay. You are saying that, what is it you're saying now?
I said that I will help my daughter. Her electricity and her gas is on, and I have 2 small grandkids. And lives in with my client. I do the in-home bound, and I work with Cap Rock Home Health.
I see.
So if my daughter is having problems, then I am willing to help.
Okay.
I'm willing to help you.
Miss Askew,
Maintain with the utilities.
are you familiar with the mother of,
I've never met her mother, no, so.
okay, okay.
But I
And
am willing to help with the utilities.
do you want to proceed with the eviction?
Yes, sir.
Then the court sees no reason to not grant this eviction. The eviction is granted. The judgment amount is for $0 and bond for appeal. It's really I'm going to set the bond for appeal at $250. The eviction is granted today, October 12th. And we are finished this morning.
Thank you.
You may have to You have 5 days.
To get out.
Yes, ma'am. You must be out by the 6th day, which is next Monday. Thank you. Okay.
Judge, the last case is going to be the one that we're coming back to because Ms. Balderon was having phone troubles.
Okay.
And we have her just on the phone, so Savannah's there with you. She's going to put her on speaker.
I'm gonna transfer her.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Rogani, can you hear me?
Are you over to the judge's phone? Okay?
Yeah, I can't hear you. Can you do something? You,
Can you hear me now?
yes, sir, I can.
Okay, great.
So, Mr. Rogani, what happened was Ms. Ballandron was on the Zoom meeting apparently, but I called her name several times. You were here for that. She never answered, but her phone number was listed as one of the occupants. She just never was able to check in. So there was some sort of technical difficulty. So we talked to the judge about that and he agreed to, I guess, rehear it. He can tell you that.
That's fine.
Okay, and so let me go through this again. Mr. Rogani, you are seeking to evict Cynthia Ballandron from 5511 Grinnell Street, and the basis for this is unpaid rent.
And not keeping the house and having additional animals in the house without my authority, without my permission.
I'm showing a monthly rent of $1,775, and you are requesting a $1,775 judgment for 1 month's rent.
Well, since she's still in the house in October, she should also pay October rent as well. So.
Okay, you applied on your petition for 1775. Are you actually wanting to, you're wanting to actually modify that?
Yes.
We agreed to 1775 earlier. Is the only reason. That's what you had on your petition, and that's what you agreed to earlier.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with the 1775 in this case and talk to Miss Ballandron. Miss Ballandron. Hello? Are you there, ma'am? Hello? Miss Cynthia Ballandron? No. Oh.
Yeah, you don't have anybody on the phone.
Okay. Okay. So
There's nobody on the phone.
Okay. So, okay. We'll try to get her back.
All right, she's calling back in, Judge.
Okay. Hello, Miss Ballandron. Okay, let me put you on speaker here. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. And Miss Ballandron, Mr. Regani has sought an eviction against you
Yes,
for unpaid rent in the amount of $1,775.
yes,
And are you behind on the rent?
I am, sir, behind on the rent, and I actually applied for the rent relief, Texas rent relief, which is, I have a pending case number. And I also have the back paid rent of the $1,775. And I wanted to ask if I can get a continuance.
That is not in the court's purview. Let me ask Mr. Rogani has this defendant been in touch with you? Has this tenant been in touch with you about rent relief?
Okay, so, this is, she has not paid any rent for September or October, and in September 13, when I contacted her, she said she had the money to pay it, and she had money order. She was going to come to Lubbock and pay it, and she came apparently to Lubbock, and she had it in the house. And when I went to get the money, people at the house told me that the money was mailed to me by certified mail, and I never received that today, this certified mail. Now, on Sunday, she tells me that the certified mail was lost without showing any evidence. In September, she said she had a receipt that she mailed the certified mail. I never saw a copy of that. So now, it's September. She said nothing to me about rent relief. She said she had the money to pay me, and she had got my order, and she also promised to be on time for October rent. But not only I haven't received any mail or rent, but also this rent relief was mentioned to me on Sunday for the very first time, that she said she applied last month on September 13, when she told me nothing about it. And now she's talking about rent relief, which I know nothing about, because I haven't received any invitation from the Texas rent relief program. If she had applied back in September 13th, I would have got an invitation now to assist with the program.
Okay. Ms. Balderon, I'm sorry.
Yes. I have, I spoke to a legal assistant from the Texas Rent Relief, and they told me that they were going to get in touch with Mr. Alhambra. It takes up to 60 days to contact him. And I let him know as soon as I got back, because I've been running back and forth trying to get my things from Northern California over here. So I wasn't precisely in the residence. So, and also I didn't have my phone paid, and also my phone is also compromised, which I have a phishing case with my carrier that I've been having problems receiving my text messages or sending out my messages. As I stated, I have the $1,775 for last month, and I have a portion for October. And the Texas Assistance Legal Program asked me to ask for a continuance. And if that's not willing to get granted, if I can ask for an appeal.
Okay. Mr. Rogani, if she is prepared to pay $1,775, do you have $1,775 to actually make a payment?
I have the payment. I just got to get the money order right now.
Mr. Rogani, it is up to you whether you want to request a continuance or not. In this
Sir, I have been given a runaround in the last month and a half about payments, and I haven't received anything. So I do not believe anything she says until I see the money in my hand. So my request is eviction.
Okay. Then the court will proceed with the eviction. The judgment is for $1,775. Bond for appeal is set. Bond for appeal is set at $1,775. And you must either appeal the case or be out of the residence within the 5 days.
I want to appeal. I want to appeal.
If you want to appeal, you would bring the $1,775 and pay it in the bond to the court.
I'm on my way.
This eviction is finalized today, but it appears that an appeal may be going on.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I will be there shortly.
Then we are finished with this case. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
That's all we got, Judge.